In the heart of a small African village lived a man named Kamba, notorious for his abusive treatment of his wife, Zuri. His temper was as fiery as the sun, and his words as sharp as a thorn. Zuri, a gentle soul, bore his abuse with stoic silence, hoping that one day he would change. One scorching afternoon, after a particularly brutal beating, Zuri was pushed to her breaking point. As Kamba raised his hand to strike her again, she instinctively grabbed the nearest object, a heavy clay pot, and swung it at him. The pot connected with his head, sending him crashing to the ground. Kamba lay motionless, a deep gash bleeding profusely from his head. Fear gripped Zuri as she realized the gravity of her actions. She had never intended to hurt him so badly. She called for help, and the villagers rushed to their aid. Kamba was taken to the village healer, who tended to his wounds. The injury was severe, and it would take weeks for him to recover. During his convalescence, he lay alone in his hut, reflecting on his actions. For the first time in his life, he felt a pang of guilt and shame. When Kamba finally returned home, he was a changed man. He was no longer the arrogant, abusive husband he had once been. He treated Zuri with respect, kindness, and tenderness. He helped with the chores, listened to her stories, and supported her dreams. One day, as they sat by the village well, Zuri asked Kamba if he regretted his past actions. He admitted that he did, but he also expressed gratitude for the experience.
It was like being a cornered cat, he said. When I was pushed to my limits, I finally realized the pain and suffering I had caused.
Zuri smiled.
"I'm glad you learned your lesson," she replied. "I always knew there was a good man inside you."
From that day forward, Kamba and Zuri lived a peaceful and harmonious life. Their story became a cautionary tale in the village, a reminder that even the most gentle person can be pushed to their breaking point. And sometimes, it takes a painful lesson to learn the true meaning of respect and compassion.